Hello, Rare Gems. It's your girl, Earth Angel Kathy, sent by God to help heal the masses and to save lives. Are you up? Are you all the way up? Nothing can stop you when you're all the way up. All the way up in love with God, all the way up in love with self. This is the key. All the way up in love with humanity, no matter what they did or do. You lay aside every weight that ensnares you, and you always choose love over everything. Today's topic: God is turning out the lights. God is turning out the lights. Today is a gloomy day, raining a lot. The water is high. If you watched my videos in the past, you know that this water is higher than usual. I walked down here today and I visited all of my haunts, all the places that I go. And everywhere that I usually go, the lights were out. One place to the next, and I thought that it was just the weather. But then the street over would be, the lights would be on at other places, and the traffic lights were working. Then I got to my final destination, the one that I started with, and all the lights were on in the area except for that place. There are no coincidences. God speaks to me and through me, and He enlightens me. And I ask God, what is this about? There are no coincidences. Every place that I usually go to, the lights are out. God said, I'm turning out the lights. God said, you are fully and finally free from the enemy because I am turning out the lights. That's sad and is absolutely nothing to celebrate. It is quite unfortunate because just as much as these people were the catalyst in my life, they overdid it. That's what the problem was. I was a catalyst in their lives, and they were supposed to get all the way up in love with God if they did nothing else. And all the way up in love with self. But they rejected God at every turn. God allowed this secret family to put their burdens on me, to drain my energy, to do death spells, do all kinds of black magic on me, with the hopes that they would turn from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it, turn back to God, their creator, but they refuse because they love living a life of luxury in their bloodline. They come from a bloodline of serial killers. The catalyst, the ex, who joined this secret family, was supposed to break the generational curse on his family. What is the generational curse? The trauma. Black magic was the trauma in my life. Whatever his trauma was, he sat in it and he held God responsible for it. So he turned to Satan. If you don't get up, you're going to die twice. You're going to die a spiritual death, and you're going to die a physical death. Because the clock is already running. It's a clock on this thing called life. And I'm not just talking about physical death. If you don't get all the way up in love with God and all the way up in love with yourself, you will become low vibrational. How do I know this? Because Satan will beat on you until you become low vibrational. Because you have to choose. I place before you life and death. Choose life. You have got to choose. There's no easy out. You're going along in your life and you think it's all good because you're living the life of the Matrix. You have your house, your 2.5 children, your white picket fence, a dog. And you think you're doing good because you're living the Matrix. To live in the Matrix, that's Satan's domain. I don't care if you go to church every Sunday. You don't know who's preaching at you. There are demons in the pulpit preaching to you every Sunday, but you can't see them. Why? Because you're not all the way up in love with God and all the way up in love with yourself. You can't see it. God can't show it to you because you have not chosen God. You've got to get up, people. There's a clock on it, and God is turning out the lights. If you don't turn from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it, choose love over everything, lead with love, there's a clock on it. You're given a certain amount of time to choose right. Especially if you spend your time, your whole life, burdening the life of another for no reason but greed, hatred, malicious intent. God said he's turning out the lights. His people will be free. Let my people go. God sent Jesus to reconcile us back to God. God has sent me to reconcile man back to himself through self-love. You got to get up. Why? Because nothing can stop you when you're all the way up. You become God because you're matching God's vibration of love. He gets off his throne. You become his special possession, entitled to his protection. Get up, Red Gems. It's time. There's a clock on this thing. God is turning out the lights. With that, be kind to yourselves and to each other. And remember, God loves you and so do I. God's starting a revolution. Self-love is the solution. Until next time, Rare Gems. Bye.